What's up, everybody? It's Soren Baker.
And I'm Slink Johnson.
Yeah, man, we're here on the gray area, and today we're gonna talk about one of our favorite topics, man. These movies that we love, especially the rap-related ones, man. There have been so many classics that have come out over the years, Slink, and when you think of your favorite rap or hip-hop related film, what is it?
My favorite rap or hip-hop related film. Oh, it's so many, man.
I know.
Juice was a
Incredible.
beast. Juice was incredible. Menace to Society.
Amazing.
Boys in the Hood.
Right. New Jack City.
You know, Love and Hip Hop.
Love and hip-hop.
Well, it was Love and Hip Hop, right?
Oh, Love and Basketball.
Oh, yeah. You gotta
Love and
pardon
Basketball is a great movie.
Me. Yeah, you gotta pardon me. I just enjoyed my medication.
Yes.
I had to get right because, you know, I was a little bit off balance. I was a little tense, you know, suffering from a little anxiety, man. Hadn't had a real big appetite, so I had to take my medicine. I'm going to go eat after this.
Yeah, well, you know, it's good to be medicated, good to be doing your thing. So let's take it back, man, because I remember you mentioned so many of them. And I think the Menace to Society, we had Bill Duke on, Unique Access, shout out to Bill Duke. But that film in particular, I think it was amazing in the sense that it showed, like, you had the Bill Duke character where you had, like, you saw how people messed up in the game. And like we saw a little bit of that with New Jack City, we saw it with Boys in the Hood, and I think with Menace, thanks to Bill Duke, it really showed like, hey man, you're gonna get caught. You're gonna mess up. And these are the protagonists. These aren't the bad guys per se. These are like
you're fucked up, don't you?
Yeah, basically, right.
Yeah, man, Menace to Society definitely covered the spectrum in regards to a lifestyle. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? On a movie. You know, it was, and again, Menace to Society took place in Los Angeles,
right?
And which I grew up in LA, and around that area, it was a very poignant movie for me. Mm-hmm. You like how I said poignant?
Yeah,
the nigga ain't all the way dumb. I'm just be saying about
it. Hey, Slim, I appreciate that, man. That was like
doing some stuff. I be doing some stuff.
That was like a quarter word, man. Yeah. Maybe even $1.
Yeah,
big words here, Slim.
Congratulations. I can spell it too.
But as far as the rap side of it, man, I thought it was amazing because, like, I didn't know that there were that many rappers in the film. Like, I didn't know Too Short was in there. I knew before it came out that 8 was in it, but I had no idea that Short was in there. I think Saphir was in there.
Oh, yeah, all those guys made cameos in the film, man.
Yeah, man.
Great movie, man. Menace to Society is definitely in the top 5. Definitely in the top 3, I'd say, man.
Yeah.
Menace to Society is one of the ones, man.
And I think, too, one that doesn't get as much notoriety because it wasn't a drama is House Party, man. Like, that broke so many people's careers. It was a comedy, but it also had, you know, Robin Harris.
Yes,
he put it down in that movie,
God
man.
bless Robin Harris, man.
Yeah.
God bless his soul and his family, man.
Yeah.
Robin Harris was one of the funniest. He was one of the funniest hip hop comedians, and I can say one of the first ones. Now that it's been years and years later. He was like, if Robin Harris was alive today, a lot of you youngsters would be different.
He had that, like, that strict, like, hardcore comedy, but then he also had, like, that gentle touch as far as, like, putting little sprinkles of the parenthood in there, little sprinkles of social commentary, little sprinkles of, like, game on life, man.
Humanity. Robin Harris was a genius, bro. Yeah. Robin Harris was an outright genius. You know what I mean? I love Robin Harris.
Yeah, and I think, too, like, that really set up like a whole lane, because House Party came out before New Jack City. It came out before Boys in the Hood and all these other films, and it really showed, like, not only is the rap world able to be successful in music, but we can do comedy, can do, you know, the street films.
Yeah, and be a viable source of revenue in film as well.
Absolutely, and it set off a franchise. That was like the first hip-hop franchise on a film, man, which was major.
Y'all like that? Y'all like that little vape?
Yeah.
Y'all like them clouds? Don't try to adjust your monitor right now, your little phone, your colors, your little settings. Don't fuck with it.
Nah.
You good.
Yeah, it's definitely going down here in the gray area, man. Yeah, and I think, too, you know, we saw with House Party, Slink, like, you know, not only was it a franchise in film, but it led to so many different things for Kid and Play. They launched their careers, they had cartoons going on, they were, you know, continued their success with their recording career. And they, you know, Play had a story, had with Dana Dane, like fashion. It just all kinds of different things going on.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff popping, man. There's a golden age of hip hop.
Yeah, and
that was actually coming out the end of the golden age.
Yeah, the golden era. Yeah,
that was like towards the back end of the golden era. Right now, this is the fucking, this is the tinfoil era. You motherfucking rappers nowadays, man. Y'all motherfuckers ain't making no good ass movies. Come on, make some movies, nigga. I challenge one of you rappers, one of you real, you know what I'm saying, make a movie. It ain't gotta be no blockbuster. Just make something, make a cool ass movie.
Well, Slink, me and Snoop working on something, man. You gonna be down?
Yeah, fucking right.
Snoop
already know.
We need to make that happen, Snoop.
Snoop.
Yeah.
Hey, dog. Dog.
We got Slink. We're gonna get a role for Slink, man. And then that's one of the craziest things too about it. When we look back, speaking of Snoop, who's been in a ton of great movies, and I think my favorite performance of him in a major movie was an Oscar-winning movie, man, was Training Day. He was incredible. He had a little role in there when he was in the wheelchair.
Yeah, he did that, man, talking shit.
He was great in that film, man.
Yeah, he was.
And I think it
Would you consider Training Day a hip-hop film because of Snoop's presence?
Dre's in it too, Dr. Dre's in it.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say it's a hip-hop movie. It just happened to have the dudes in it. And Snoop, of course, Snoop's been in so many movies.
Okay,
man.
So another thing, what makes a movie a hip-hop movie? Now that hip-hop stars are transcending in the film, what makes, you know, well, if a huge hip-hop star is in a film with 3 A-list actors, is that a hip-hop?
I don't think so. I actually think it's a little bit of a misnomer. I think it's back in the day, it had a little bit more tied in because there were fewer of them. And we saw like the gangster rap breakthrough where you had like the gangster rappers were the ones that were getting all these roles. A lot of them at least. You know, you had Ice-T with New Jack City. Ice Cube broke through, Boys in the Hood, MC8, Menace to Society.
And speaking of which, the Straight Outta Compton movie. How can I forget that? Oh my God, that's not a hip hop movie. That was definitely. I am very, very pleased with Straight Outta Compton. Even more pleased than I thought I would be. Mm-hmm. You know, with such great people working behind the scenes of that movie with F. Gary Gray. Directing it and so many great actors. Right. You know, I had no doubt that it was going to be a good movie, but I didn't think that I underestimated it as being able to convey it how I thought. You know what I'm saying? No, I thought would be appropriate for NWA, and they definitely nailed it.
And the amazing thing is, I went to the world premiere in LA, man, and like I got to talk to.
I saw you there.
Yeah, I know.
I was high.
You were very high.
I was high as fuck. I think
a satellite. As a satellite, not a kite. Satellite.
We smoking in the theater. I think I lit one up in the theater. It was amazing.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to the whole cast and crew of Straight Outta Compton, man. Real cool dudes. I got a chance to meet O'Shea Jr. Man, you know, OMG. Real cool, humble, down to earth cat, man. I really got a lot of respect for the guy. You know what I'm saying?
You know, with the hip hop films in and of itself, that's what we're getting at, is like these are films that are driven by hip hop culture. So of course the first real wave, you had the Wild Styles and the Beat Streets and the Break-In and all those type of films that were really about the culture and took place in the culture. But once you get to the house parties and the New Jack Cities and the Boys in the Hoods, those are driven by like the music and the actors and like kind of the people that were, you know, directly related to it, but it wasn't like an overview of the culture. And I think that when that happened, that just showed me like it was taking a different turn, man.
Well, you know, I think that was a turn for the better because it you know, the culture very much relies on the people. Right. And, you know, it just took the people who live this culture, shows you other facets and other areas of their life. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Even though Kid and Play are dynamic entertainers, performers, rappers, and dancers, you know, it was about these guys that wanted to have a party. They could have did a movie in which they danced and, you know, rapped all movie and, you know, showed the plight, show their, you know, their struggle during that. But, you know, their focus was to have a motherfucking party. Don't you want to have a party? Yeah. Ain't nothing wrong with having a party. No. That nigga had a flat top and shit. The bitches was on him and shit because of that flat top. My flat top wouldn't get that high. My shit was like, it probably got like that high and it was a little crooked. You know what I'm saying? My flat top looked like a fucked up Chocodile. Or somebody bit. You know how it was kind of round, but it was just, you know how Chocodile. Yeah. That's neither here nor there.
Not only did we have the films, but we had all these documentaries coming out too. Like you had The Show, you had Rhyme and Reason, Recently Ice-T put out The Art of Rap, and there's all these different ones that have come out and done a good job, like showing about hip hop culture. So for you, Slink, being that you are a rapper, that you do work with Too Short, you're affiliated with so many people. What do you think about the documentary angle of it, that these stories are being told not only in a fictitious feature film way, but also in the documentary world?
I love it. I love it. It adds legitimacy and credibility to the culture and to the lifestyle, and to be able to see someone or see someone in their element, or to see the raw element, minus the cosmetics of Hollywood, minus the glitz and all that old shit. To be able to walk into people's houses and see them and see where they come from, and just hear, like, I just saw E40's episode on Son. It was just interesting, because just when you think you grow up with an artist and you know them, you grow up on their music, to see these other small interesting tidbits and how to click, how they interacted with each other, outside of the music and the videos, because a lot of times, especially coming up early, that's all that we would get was the music. We was happy to get the music, then we started to get the videos.
Excited to get the videos.
Excited to get the videos, and then we started getting more and more.
And a lot of them, of course, their success was driven by the soundtracks.
Right.
And man, there were so many, even if you branch it out a little bit, because Tupac was in it, like Poetic Justice had an amazing soundtrack, New Jack City had an amazing soundtrack, Boys in the Hood, MC8 and Compton's Most Wanted, man, they were like putting it down on the soundtracks, dude, with Boys in the Hood and with Menace to Society.
So let me not to deviate too far from our discussion.
Yes.
Let me ask you this. So would you consider, now speaking of Poetic Justice, Juice, would you consider all of Tupac's movies hip hop movies?
Nah.
But because Tupac was also an actor. He also was a very good actor.
Yeah.
It wasn't just...
No, I mean, you look at like Gridlock'd, I think is the prime example of a film that he was in that wasn't a hip hop movie, because, that was the Tim Roth, and they were like junkies running around doing all this other type of stuff. But when you go to like Above the Rim, you go to Juice, you go to Gang Related, I would say those were more like, even Gang Related, kind of not really a rap movie. I wouldn't say a hip hop movie, but I think definitely Above the Rim, definitely Juice. Poetic Justice, I don't necessarily know, because Janet, I think, took it to a different, it just kind of removed it. But shout out to Sir Jinx, Poetic Justice, Jinx. One other thing that's amazing about what rap did that changed the game, and really this is a credit to Master P, man. The direct-to-video rap movie that he revolutionized. People always really talk about, oh, I changed the game, I did this or that.
No.
Master P did it with I'm About It, man.
Yeah, he did it with that. That I'm About It film was groundbreaking.
Dude, it changed the movie industry. Forget the rap industry. It changed the movie industry.
It's straight to you type of situation.
Yeah, man.
P didn't wait for no distributors, no major studios to pick it up. P had enough bread to shoot it himself and sell it unit for unit, and he got all his bread his damn self.
Yeah, and that also showed, that kind of came off the heels of even like a Friday, because Friday also showed, they're smoking weed, they're cussing, there's all this like crazy things going on with the different characters. You got Debo, of course, Debo and Cats. But like it showed like all these different levels to the game, man. And rap, that's why rap is so beautiful and so amazing, man. I'm excited. We got the Tupac movie that's gonna be coming out, All Eyes on Me. It's coming out in November. That's the tentative date. And we had Edie Amin here on Unique Access. We got Money B on Unique Access. And just talking about this movie, because if this does well, Straight Outta Compton made more than 100 million. It's the biggest film ever by a black director. And, if this Tupac film puts it down, it's gonna really open the floodgates and allow more of these stories to be told the way they should be, man.
Yeah, I believe it's gonna be an amazing movie event, man. I'm very, very, very anxious to see it.
We got Crush Groove was the Def Jam story. Tougher Than Leather was Run DMC story. Then we got Straight Outta Compton with NWA, and we got All Eyes on Me with Tupac. So who do you think should be another film? Like, who's worthy in your opinion?
Ghetto Boys.
Oof. My eye, you shot me in my eye.
I mean, it was just the Ghetto Boys just had so much drama from the onset.
Absolutely.
You know, even with the Making Trouble album, those guys aren't the Ghetto Boys that we know. Only Bushwick Bill, but those guys. So I want to see it from there. You know, for the movie to start with.
How Jay Prince put them together.
Right.
The whole story, man.
And all of, you know, Jay Prince is a very, 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 very well respected and powerful person.
Savvy
very
individual.
very savvy individual. And I know that, you know, some of the things that he's experienced in the music industry will make for great film.
Absolutely, man. And I think to your point, you know, the interplay also with, you know, bringing, you know, Scarface being known as Actions, you know, Big Mike coming in the group, Willie D leaving the group. There's all these different things.
All these different things, yeah. So I think, you know, the Ghetto Boy story has to be next.
And then, of course, one that we haven't mentioned is the Biggie movie that they made, Notorious. Yeah. And a lot of people loved it, a lot of people didn't like it. What did you take away from that film?
You know, me understanding film a little different, understanding that, you know, Hollywood is going to embellish upon a story.
Right.
You know, they're going to, some things are just going to, I think most of the things a good, noble filmmaker is going to make the story as true to the real story as possible. But, you know, they're going to embellish on it. So that being said, it was an all right movie. What's his name? Jamal Woodard, who played Biggie. He didn't get it. I mean, he did a good job. He did a great job.
Right.
But, you know, initially looking at it, he didn't. I can't. You know, I do this at first. I need to see it, and I didn't see it. Now he did a great job. He actually made me see it, just by the way he must have been studying Biggie, the way he talked. You know, because he kind of got it as I started. Same with the NWA movie. As I watched it, I was like, damn, I saw it. Like, oh shit.
Yeah,
you know
they're
what I'm
doing a
saying?
great job being there.
But initially, just looking at him like, nah. But yeah, he did a good job, man. But I just think he wasn't dark enough. I think, you know, again, I think he was Biggie's leading man version. He was the leading man version of Biggie. Because Biggie, like, I quote Biggie myself, black, ugly as ever. You know what I'm saying? And Jamal, he looked like a pretty boy. He looked like Biggie cousin, a pretty boy cousin that, you know, Biggie uncle got with a white bitch. You know what I mean? And that's his cousin. I'm just saying. You asked me.
Oh, I did. Well, thanks for that, Slink. Well, there it is, y'all. We're gonna wrap it up here on the hip-hop movie, rap movie extravaganza of the gray area. I'm Soren Baker.
And I'm Slink Johnson.
The most ignorant man alive, man. Check him out, y'all. Black Jesus Season 3, coming real soon, right, Slink?
Yes, sir.
It's on its way.